What's up, YouTube? I just got out of the gym again, so I'm sweaty. I wanted to talk about the Fantastic Four movie. I watched it earlier this week. Thought it was really nice. It's just honestly, this is just such a good time for comic book fans if you're a fan of both Marvel and DC, because this is the first time where I feel like they're both like respective universes are doing almost equally well. Like, I wouldn't say they're exact in terms of like how well both Superman and the Fantastic Four have been this year, but they're pretty close. Like, I think they're both solid movies, and I would highly recommend watching either. If you're a superhero fan, specifically for your DC, or a Marvel fan, you know, go watch your respective film. But I want to do a quick shout out to the composer. I heard he was iconic, and I forgive me if I mispronounce his name. I think his name is what was it? It was like Giacchino, Giovanni, like Giacchino, something like that. But he composed Ratatouille and Incredibles, which are two of my favorite animated films of all time. And they both have fantastic scores, so it makes sense that for me, anyway, personally, I really loved this theme song. Like, I think this theme song slaps harder than the Superman one. Even though the Superman one had a fun theme song. Another thing, I guess I'll get out of the way since I'm talking about really good stuff. I really love the world of Fantastic Four. Actually, that's something I can praise about both films, Superman and the Fantastic Four. Not just them being good films, but they both have very comic book feeling universes. Like, they feel very much like you're in a comic. The Fantastic Four one takes place in it's like the retro like times. It's like, I can't say exactly what. It feels like very like 1960s, 70s, but like with advanced technology. Like, the aesthetic is retro, but they had technology far more advanced than what we have even currently at this moment. But just with the aesthetic of the technology, things being a little rounded, and just, I don't know, it just feels more vintage. And I just really, really like the universe. But yeah, both this one and Superman have done a great job with their like comic counterparts, fleshing out a brand new world, very colorful too. Like, both just very colorful, so it feels good. So, you know, it's not very drab. This movie is definitely very centered around Susan Storm, which I have no issue with. It actually is very focused on, I don't want to spoil it much as I do with these reviews, because I really want people to see these movies, but it's very centered on family, which makes sense because Fantastic Four is probably the family of Marvel. It's just the family. Like, it transcends even like groups like X-Men and like Avengers, and just very close-knit group of individuals, especially with Susan being Johnny's sister and Reed marrying Susan. So they're all really close with each other. But it's definitely centered around Susan Storm, and her, I guess this is, I can't remember if the trailer showed this, so I don't want to feel like I'm spoiling, but I guess it shows right away in the film. Like, it's introduced like early on. Susan and Reed are waiting for a kid, and the kid actually plays a very integral part in the story, specifically with the main villain of the film, which is Galactus. I'm not going to get into how. I actually don't know much about his character from the comic books. I need to look more into the Fantastic Four. Now I know the kid's name is Franklin, and apparently he's supposed to be like this immense, powerful entity. Being the offspring of Reed Richards and Susan Storm, but I just don't know much about his character yet, so I'll have to look into him, but I'm definitely interested. They also throw a little like tidbit at the end. I guess this is also going to be a little bit of a spoiler. It's not like huge, But the end credit scene, they show Doctor Doom interacting with Franklin, a little older. But I guess the way they're gonna run things with this universe is they set, like, I don't know who was the one that specified it, but I just saw it just today, that they're gonna apparently make Doctor Doom not really recognize Reed Richards and vice versa, at least like as close as they are in the comics, because the whole thing with Reed Richards and like Doctor Doom is like, Doctor Doom just can't stand him. It's kind of like a Lex Luthor with Superman type situation, where it's like super envious, jealous. He just wants him dead and wants to be superior than him, wants just to be always on top. But I guess they're gonna kind of change that and make it like Tony and Thanos, where they're both aware of each other as threats to each one's goal, but no more than that. Like there's not gonna be like this close connection. So I think that'll be a little interesting. I think it's a little strange personally, because I've never heard them spin Doctor Doom that way, but I'm open to anything as long as things work out, because people should experiment and try new ideas. I just think it's a little odd. It makes me a little skeptical. But the movie that came out was very good. But so yeah, I just want to talk about the score. They also do a decent amount with Johnny. I'd say the Thing is probably the character they do the least with, but they definitely center a lot around the sibling dichotomy with I wouldn't say dichotomy, but just like with Susan and Johnny. And there's a lot of Reed Richards in this too. Obviously, all four are in there, but it seems like it's definitely centered more with Susan. Well, Susan and Reed, yeah. But yeah, I didn't really know what to talk much about this review. I just really wanted to get it out there because I really enjoyed this one, and I'm so, again, happy that both DC and Marvel are in very equal footing, because I can't remember the last time this has happened. Like, I haven't seen many DC films outside of like the Batman, the Superman, Batman v Superman, that is like trying to be part of the big universe anyway. And I watched Blue Beetle. I remember that one, and that one was enjoyable, but it wasn't like very substantial, where I felt like it was making a big splash in the universe. It just felt like a very like mid-brow like type Marvel movie. Like, it did very solid, for what it was, just kind of like hitting the occasional beats, that you expect from a Marvel film. Nothing outstanding, but just good. So yeah, Fantastic Four, definitely go recommend watch it. Great theme. It's just been stuck in my head since I've watched the movie. I just really love the theme of the movie. But yeah, that's it.